Today we'll speak about MongoDB. MongoDB is a document-oriented NoSQL database. MongoDB stands for humongous, which humongous say that it deals with large data management. So MongoDB stores JSON documents, but in the way it is stored, it's called BSON. And BSON, it's binary JSON. So it's a way to integrate objects with different typings inside in order to be more efficient. The pain point for MongoDB is for the simplicity to integrate this type of database inside the application or information system. So it's easy to use database. The other way that is very interesting with MongoDB is the richness of the query language. Just because MQL, which stands for Mongo Query Language, is a very wide and you can provide many kinds of queries over your database. It provides also several kinds of optimization features like attribute indexes for sharding, which is a clustered index, for B trees on secondary indexes, and also R tree in order to integrate geolocalization. Also, it's interesting to know that the way that data are spread and distributed in the cluster of MongoDB, you can integrate sharding in a grid FS, which stands for grid file system. You can integrate tagging. You can tag your data and then you can place on different clusters, for instance, your data in order to be more efficient in different zones on the different countries where your data are placed. Also, you can have different kind of deployment. You can have private deployment, which is private cloud, public cloud, of course, but you can have the local installation, which is called on-premise. In order to query your database, you need to know that we will use JavaScript. In JavaScript, you have JSON objects, which is for JavaScript. We'll use attributes and functions for these objects. You have different typed objects like DB, which stands for database. Every options that we'll use in MongoDB will use this DB object. You can have different ones with SH for sharding and RS for replicate set. We'll use MQL, which stands for Mongo Query Language, which are JSON documents for the queries. So it will be quite different from SQL. But you have to think of this JSON document like a pattern that will apply directly on your JSON documents inside your collections. And you can also make some MapReduce function in JavaScript, which are function and typed functions in which you have different modification application on your data. In order to access to your database, you have to install Studio 3T or Robo 3T, which are two different softwares that UI that will access to your MongoDB server. It will be easy to use. The first one here, Robo 3T, is totally free, but it's less easy to use, and Studio 3T is a very complete one. But the problem is that you have to register and you have a 2 weeks to use it. You can renew it, but since you are students, you can ask for a license in order to use it for 1 year. So I recommend you to ask for this type of license.